Happy January. I'm here today with Jason Lang from Outline Financial.
Hi Karyn, how are you?
Good. Jason has some really relevant mortgage new regulations, stress test information for all of us, but he's kind of holding it hostage until I get on the ice for the first time.
When I saw her skates in her bag, I said, okay, we must go onto the ice. We're not just holding them as props, we're going to go actually skate.
20 years, friends, 20 years. So we're going to do a couple laps. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. And then Jason's going to release the information that you and I really want. So wish me luck that I don't fall, because this is already embarrassing enough.
Part will probably getting down. I'm going to help you.
Okay.
Out of here.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's see you in action.
So good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh.
Well done.
Oh my God, I made it. I went to...
She survived.
Yeah.
She excelled.
I was so bad. Please don't laugh at
No,
me. That was just
good.
horrifying. So maybe the first of many, right?
Any questions you need to ask?
Yeah. I deserve this information, and so do you now. So I worked for it.
Okay.
Okay, let's get to it. It's January 2018, otherwise known as D-Day. It seems like, according to the media, in terms of mortgages and what's going on. Tell me what's so important right now.
The big change, and I think a lot of people have seen it in the media, was essentially the way that you have to qualify for a mortgage got a lot tougher. So, December 31st, if you could afford X, today you could afford X minus quite a significant amount.
So they're making home buyers do stress tests now. What does that mean?
Yes. So stress test, there was a stress test previously that was actually introduced last year, but it only impacted those with less than 20% down payment.
Okay.
The big difference now is they've implemented the stress test to people even with more than 20% down payment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so specifically, not to go into too much detail, but essentially the stress test they talk about is it's called the benchmark rate. That's 4.99% right now. So before, if you could qualify, say, at 3%, they're now making you qualify at 4.99%.
Oh, what does this mean to somebody? So, just use an example, right? Let's say a combined income in the household is $100,000, and you're looking at purchasing a property with 20% down. What does that change? Like, is it $50,000? Is that $100,000 that you're down now? What is it?
It's quite significant. So if you had $100,000 of family income, so salary, combined salary of that, prior to January 1st, you could qualify for, you'd be looking around about a $720,000 purchase price.
Yep.
As of January 1st, that decreased to about $620,000. So you're losing 15% purchasing power, in other words, which that's very significant for a lot of people.
And does this apply to those refinancing their mortgages this year?
If you did nothing different and you just stayed with your existing lender and didn't take any more money, it won't apply. You can just straight renewal. The challenge with that is obviously you're taking whatever rate that lender's going to give you.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, there's a great opportunity to actually look around. Not with these changes, not all lenders are created equal.
Yep.
Everybody's slightly different in terms of product, in terms of how they qualify. And in particular, for example, credit unions don't even have to implement the stress test. It's only a federally regulated change, whereas credit unions are provincially regulated. Now,
Outline Financial does a lot of mortgages every year. Yeah. Do you see people, buying at their maximum, or is it's really going to affect a lot of people, or just some?
The number that's been quoted out there in the industry is about 15% of people are really pushing it to their max. I'd say we're around that number. Maybe 1 in 5, 1 in 6 people with more than 20% down are pushing it to their max. Where we see it mostly, especially in Toronto, is young professionals that are comfortable paying a little bit more per month because they know they have that upside potential on their salary.
Of course.
So, I think that's an area where people are going to have a bit of a tough time, where they may have to postpone that purchase, push it down the road until they actually get that raise. Which
is so hard, though, because we notice again and again the appreciation goes up, right? So you can save a year for another mortgage, but then the prices go up. So
I agree.
It's hard for people in the city.
I mean, we've seen condos where they're growing 15%, 20% a year. So if you're chasing that number and it continues to move, it's a tough decision for people.
Now, the government just announced that we're at an all-time low for unemployment, and that the economy is growing, and everybody's now talking about an interest rate hike. Can you speculate on that?
No, for sure. I think prior to the unemployment announcement, the stats that came in, I think we were looking about 2 interest rate hikes in 2018.
Okay.
And that wouldn't, we expected maybe it would start in March. I think now the consensus is about 80% of people are thinking that maybe as early as January that we'll get that next bump. So that means, an overnight bank increase of about 0.25%.
Wow. Tough year for a lot of home buyers. Do you think overall the distress test is actually a good thing, though?
Yes, I think in general it's a good thing. I think the way it was implemented, there will be some changes as things work themselves out. But essentially what the government has done is they pulled mortgages outside of the economy. So now there's two things. If they make changes to help the economy or pull back the economy, it doesn't necessarily impact the mortgages, and vice versa. So I think it is a good thing. And anything they do to make it tougher to qualify, they can always back out later if we find we do go into a bit of a dip in the housing market. So I think generally it's the right thing to do.
Jason, thank you so much. Everybody, Jason Lang from Outline Financial, one of the mortgage advisors there. Any more questions for Jason or any other members of his team, outline.ca. Thank you so much.
Thank you.